Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. How are you all doing today? I hope you're all doing amazing. So if you're seeing me for the very first time, my name is Lillian. I'm a Nigerian living here in Mexico with my family. And in today's video, I want to talk to you about some of the things I hate about living abroad, okay? Yeah, so in as much as there are, advantages of living abroad, I mean, a whole lot of other advantages of living abroad, there are equally the downsides of living abroad, which most times we shy away from talking about, or we find it difficult to talk about, or we don't really like to even go there. Okay, so today I want to talk to you about them. And if this is the kind of video you would want to watch, why not give this video a thumbs up already and subscribe to my channel if you've not subscribed. Turn your bell notification on so that whenever I upload another video, you'll be the first person to be notified about it. Okay, so the first thing on my list, guys, is loneliness. Loneliness slash homesickness slash, yeah, you could call it homesickness, nostalgic feelings. Okay, feeling of nostalgia, like being homesick. You guys, I miss home a lot. I don't know about you. Okay, I miss home a lot. No wonder there is a saying that east, west, north, and south, home is the best. Like, no matter what, home is home. Okay, yeah, I know a lot of things are not sitting well at home right now, but then you guys, home is still the best. Living abroad, guys, is not always as rosy as you imagine. Okay, especially those of our brothers and sisters who are yet to also come over. Okay, and I have to put a disclaimer to this video. This video is not actually to discourage anyone from coming abroad, and is not actually to stop anybody from coming abroad. Okay, because you see, this is a very dicey topic. Sometimes when you talk about things like this, okay, you will see some desperate, those of our brothers and sisters who are desperate to come abroad will attack you very well. They'll be like, if abroad is not favoring you, or if actually you don't like all these things abroad, what are you still doing there? Why not come back home and all of that? Yeah, so, and some of the things I will be sharing in this video are actually from personal point of view, and some also are not from personal point of view. Some are from general point of view. Okay, so loneliness, guys, abroad could be lonely, very lonely. Sometimes I feel very homesick, especially when I watch Nigerian YouTubers, the way they vlog, when they vlog around, when I see home and all of that. I have this feeling of nostalgia setting, and I begin to feel homesick. Oh my God. So it's really not easy staying from loved ones. You're not just only far from family and friends, you're equally far from everything familiar. Okay. You're far from familiar foods, you're far from familiar environment, familiar people, in some cases, familiar languages. Okay, so it's not really easy living abroad and staying away from loved ones. So sometimes you may want to talk to somebody about something. You may want to actually share something with someone familiar. You may also want to a kind of vent about something. Maybe you had a bad day or something is happening around you that you would want to vent about, but then there is nobody around you. You are very far from home. You are very far from your people, from your family, from your friends. Okay, though you could schedule a video call or a phone call with your people, but then sometimes time difference could actually make it very difficult, because the time you may want to vent, or you may want to share something with them, they could actually be sleeping, you see. So this is it. And people back home, sometimes checking up on you might be very difficult for them, though, except those on WhatsApp. Okay, but those of them that are not on WhatsApp, making an international call could be very, I mean, they see it as an uphill task. And this mindset that she's abroad or he's abroad, therefore I don't know, I'm also going to come to that anyway. But these are one of the this is one of the downside of living abroad: loneliness, homesickness, and all of that, though it gets better with time. And sometimes you bottle it up. We live with so many bottled up emotions. bottled up feelings. I believe that the most important thing any human being should look out for is something that that is mentally befitting. Anything that drains you mentally is not worth it. It is not worth it. Okay, though sometimes we don't even have any choice. We lack control over it. They still remain the reality. They still remain our harsh reality while living abroad. Okay. So the second thing on my list is bills, guys. Here abroad, you will have to pay for every damn thing. The only thing you don't pay while you are abroad, the only thing you don't pay for is the air you breathe in. Every other thing. I know that we pay bills back home, okay, especially those of us living in cities, okay, but it's not as much as how we pay bills here. Like, you pay bills through your nose literally every month. Every month, everything you're paying, you pay it every month. And oh my god, it's really, really draining. So the third thing on my list is lack of help, guys. Those of you who live abroad could attest. You can attest to this particular point of mine. Lack of help. When you are abroad, you are literally on your own. You are on your own. Nobody is offering any helping hands. You are on your own. You are just on your own. So I could remember back then when I gave birth to my baby girl, you guys. I am not just exaggerating. Like, since I gave birth to her till now, nobody has actually helped me. Nobody. I have been the one. I could remember when I gave birth to her and it was in the heat of the pandemic, you guys. Nobody, no helping hands. You have to do everything from the scratch to the end, everything. So there is no help here abroad. Those of us who live back home, you have the privilege or the opportunity to hire a housemaid or even a nanny. But here it is not. How much do you even earn to even hire, to be able to hire a nanny? Do you know how much a nanny costs abroad? You don't need to. If they tell you how much a nanny costs abroad, you'll be like, oh my god, I have to. You'll be like, wow. So you don't even think about a nanny here abroad. Although it's not like that with everybody, because some people are also rich enough to hire a nanny. Okay, but in most cases, I'm talking about the majority here, in most cases it's not easy. Nobody, like, hiring a nanny here is just like an uphill task. So guys, the last one on my list is misconception from people back home. Is that the right word? I don't know, but people back home really tend to misunderstand or misconceive everything about people who live back, who live abroad. Like I said earlier, once you talk about things like this, the next thing you will hear is, if abroad does not favor you, why not come back home? My brother, my sister, it's not easy to for a young man to actually, come back home after traveling abroad. Sometimes the fear of starting life afresh could be the reason why he hasn't come back home, or why she hasn't come back home. Yes, people back home, once you have crossed that Pacific Ocean, you have automatically become, you know, a savior. You have automatically, started plucking money from the tree. Everything is automatically well with you. So this is one aspect of living abroad that I do not really, really want. Sometimes people back home, like I said earlier, okay, I've already put disclaimer on this video. This video is actually, sometimes as content creators, if you shy away from saying, from talking about certain things because of how people will misunderstand it, then you're not a content creator. You're not ready yet. Go and get ready and come back, okay? Because sometimes I'm right now, I'm abroad and I have people back home. If I should be like, uh what if my people misunderstand me, then I'm not ready to be a content creator. Okay, so this is based on general, this is coming from a general point of view. It's not just, it doesn't revolve around my life. Okay, this is the disclaimer, guys. So let's continue. So guys, people back home tend to really, really misunderstand everything about people who live abroad. Like I said, sometimes people who live abroad might be like, okay, of course they have to look good, the environment is good, the weather is good, their skin is popping, and whatnot. So if they manage to buy, a t-shirt, a Gucci t-shirt, snap a picture and put on the social media, oh my God, everybody it will be like, oh my God, this person has arrived. This person is this person is that, okay? Without actually looking beyond the physical, without actually understanding that that Gucci t-shirt you are actually seeing does not define his bank account. Some of them who are fashionistas might go ahead, pierce their ears, put bling bling on their teeth. Some of them will just be walking around speaking half-baked American accents, half-baked British accents, and the people will just be overwhelmed by all those things. But one thing people back home should also understand is that those things you're seeing do not define that person's bank account. There is struggle, a lot of struggles behind that which you're seeing. There are worries behind what you're seeing. There are bills, heaps of bills behind that Gucci t-shirt you're seeing. A lot of them go back home, borrow some cars, hire some cars, of course, to cruise around the village, you know, and people will be like, will be overwhelmed. They will be like, oh, he has arrived, she has arrived, without really, really thinking deeply. This is one aspect I don't like about living abroad. Someone back home might really, really be doing pretty well than someone who is abroad, but people will not even know about it. So long as you have crossed that Pacific Ocean, you are automatically a savior. So I don't know. This is just like, I don't know. It's not, I'm not addressing anyone, I'm not addressing people back home, but this is just something I don't like about living abroad. It's something I don't like about living abroad. Someone, in most cases, some young guys who are living who are living in Nigeria or who are living in their home countries are actually doing pretty well in their businesses. But they tend to really, really admire someone who is living a life of imprisonment abroad, who is really, really paying through his nose to pay his bills, to pay his mortgages, to survive out there, to pay his house rent. House rent abroad is literally, it literally comes every month. The money we use to pay house rent abroad could actually pay house rent back home for good 1 year. When I talk about house, like a well furnished house with swimming pool, yes, back home. Sometimes the apartment that we live in, we pay through our nose to live in it, yet it is not the finest of all. It is not the luxurious of all. It is not the most comfortable of all. But people back home might even be living luxurious, really, really luxurious life. But we pay it here every month, you know. You cannot run away from it. This is your reality that you have to face. This is the reality, harsh reality of living abroad that people shy away from. I know that this is a dicey topic, like I said, and a very delicate one. Of course, many young guys are really, really desperate to travel abroad right now. So if they hear something like this, they'll be like, if abroad is not favoring you, or if abroad does not favor you, why not come back home? What are you still doing there? My brother, my sister, it is not as easy as you think. Sometimes that young man who is living abroad hasn't come back home because of one thing or the other, because of fear of starting life afresh, because of fear of, or because of, how do I even put, I think I have to be literal here, because of shame or something, because of shame and fear of starting life afresh. So when you say if abroad is this difficult, or if there are downsides to living abroad, come back home, my brother, think well. There are actually downsides of living abroad, but I'm not saying that there are no upsides of living abroad. Of course, there are so many there are so many advantages of living abroad. So, but today I'm here to also tell you that there are equally downsides of living abroad, which a lot of people actually shy away from talking. Yes, but I'm here to talk about it. I am here to talk about it. So, guys, this will bring us to the end of this video, okay? If there are other downsides of living abroad, if there are things that you don't find funny about living abroad, or things that if you don't find interesting about living abroad, please kindly leave them in the comment section, okay? And I'm going to see you in my next video. Bye bye.